Welcome back to another week of Daily Drift News. Spring has sprung here in Milledgeville, but with warmer weather also brings pollen. Let's see how this is affecting students' everyday lives.
Walking around campus recently has felt like walking through a cloud of yellow dust, and for some, it's affecting their everyday life.
Is it affecting what you do day to day at all? Are you having to stay inside more?
It definitely was. It was hard to get out of bed and go to class. I felt genuinely sick.
Experts say high pollen counts can lead to extreme fatigue, which is not ideal for this time of year.
I'm Caroline Kirk. The pollen doesn't really affect me. I don't have bad allergies, so springtime's great because I can just be outside and not be affected.
The intense allergy seasons are becoming more common as Georgia's pollen season keeps starting earlier.
If the pollen is affecting you, go check out the rock climbing wall. Here's Georgia and Olivia with more.
If you have pollen problems but enjoy staying active, you should check out the rock climbing wall at the Wellness and Recreational Center on Georgia College's campus.
We went to check the climbing wall out for ourselves and speak with the director about what makes this climbing wall stand out.
I'm Anna Grace Stubberly. I am the Assistant Director of Outdoor Programs at Georgia College. Climbing wall has been a thing at Georgia College since 2011. I took it over in January. Its existence is less so about becoming a super skilled climber, but it's more so about giving students the opportunity to try something new. I worked for all the programs in college that I currently oversee. I think a lot of my student staff come from all different kinds of backgrounds and they have all different kinds of goals. I get to be the person that supported me when I was in college, which is super cool. It's my favorite part, it really is. This maybe is something that intimidates you. I would encourage people to use that as a reason to dive in. When you tackle things that you're intimidated by or choose to challenge yourself, that is where growth happens.
Thanks for joining us. Next up is Ben and Josh with on versus off-campus jobs.
Thanks, guys. Hey Ben, have you ever had an on-campus job?
I haven't, have you?
I have, and it's been a pretty great experience so far, but I've heard people work off-campus as well.
Definitely, I've had many off-campus jobs.
Yeah, let's go ask people and find out what their experience has been.
Let's do it.
Hi, my name is Maxwell Goen. I currently work as a student assistant at the circulation desk at the library. I rent out a lot of technology, books, study room keys to students who come up. That's been my only on-campus job. I've worked here since February, March of 2023. Yeah, I've had quite a few off-campus jobs. Summers in between college mostly.
Okay. Which would you think you prefer, on-campus or versus off-campus?
Definitely work environment of on-campus job. It's a lot less pressure, a lot friendlier guests and patrons we're interacting with.
I'm Jill. I work at the Office of Student Engagement and I'm a student worker, and this is my desk. A typical day for me looks like helping with check-in and check-out of tables, running errands, and just overall morale of the student engagement office. This is the only on-campus job I have.
Have you ever had an off-campus job?
I have had one. I used to work at a gymnastics gym.
Awesome. And which do you think you would prefer, on-campus to off-campus job?
Definitely on campus. I think it works better with my schedule since I'm a student, and also just the flexibility and the convenience of it being walking distance.
Recently there have been a lot of layoffs made at corporations. Just a lot of jobs are being lost. How do you think this is going to affect your job market post-grad?
I think it'll affect my job market post-grad with just being able to find companies that are willing to hire, especially if it's due to financial reasons. But yeah.
Are you worried about finding a job?
Yes, really bad. In an internship.
Hi, my name is Sarah Lonson. I work at the math lab as a math tutor, and I help undergraduate students in college algebra and math modeling with their homework and anything else they might need help in.
Awesome, Sarah. Is this your only on-campus job that you've ever had?
No, I used to be an SI.
Okay, how was that?
It was busy, so I didn't last long. I prefer my on-campus job. I feel like there's a better community in the on-campus job, and I have better hours, and I really get to choose my own schedule and what I want to do. on campus, you have people working with you who have gone through the same experiences as you and who are in the same situations as you, so they're more relatable to work with and they're easier to work with.
A lot of major corporations are making some pretty major layoffs to their staff. Does this worry you about the potential job market after graduation?
It does, yeah. I'm an English major, so I don't really know what I'm gonna do with that. And I don't think there's a lot of jobs for English majors out there, especially now that job markets are getting smaller.
Hi, my name is Hannah Crawford. I work at Blackbird Coffee. I'm also a student at Georgia College. I'm just a crew member here at Blackbird, so I just do basic cleanup stuff, take orders, that sort of thing. I also worked at the Ritz on Lake Oconee. I was a hostess there, and I also worked at Aubrey Lanes on Lake Sinclair.
Have you ever had an on-campus job?
I have not.
Do you know anybody who has?
Yeah, my friends have.
Awesome.
But
like just based on their experience, how would you be able to like compare it a little bit between?
Oh, you definitely don't make enough money. That's why I've never done it.
Yeah.
But they definitely work with your schedule a lot more. So my friends that do have on-campus jobs, they are able to not stress about their work schedule coinciding with their school schedule, which is really nice. But yeah, the money is just not the same.
Right. Recently, a lot of like companies and corporations have been making a lot of layoffs. Does this get you worried at all for your potential job market after graduation? Are you worried about being able to find a job?
Oh, I think I can speak for like most seniors, because I'm a senior right now. I think everyone's a little scared about the job market. For anyone that's not like something that's like accounting or like kind of straight up, you know what you're getting yourself into and what that job market's going to look like. I think everyone's a little bit scared, especially me for sociology. Like that's very broad and like not a lot of options if I don't specify it a lot more. So yeah.
Georgia College prides itself on opportunities for students. However, many clubs and organizations are often overlooked. Today we're diving deeper into the clubs you may not know about. Starting us off is president of the GCSU Fright Society, Hannah Lovern, on what makes their club special.
What makes the Fright Society here on campus really special to us is everybody's so nice and friendly, and yet we can still talk about these, these darker topics, these more thrilling concepts, the parts of the brain where maybe you don't want to bring them up at Thanksgiving dinner, but you can still like laugh about them and enjoy the genre all together as a group. So I think the community aspect for sure.
Next, we have the Gardening and Botany Club on events students have enjoyed in the past.
They always like it when we go to Salamander Springs and we volunteer there. It's a family-owned farm, like 20 minutes away, and very beautiful.
I think number one event is probably tote bag painting. Everyone loves that. That was our first meeting last semester, and we had like such a big turnout that we've like never had before. We had I think at least like 50 people there, which has like never happened for us. We're usually really small.
I feel like we have a lot of people come for the pumpkin painting one right by Halloween as well. Yeah, I feel like we had a really big turnout this semester or this year for that.
Yeah.
Finally, from the Physics Club, on what opportunities and skills students can gain from joining.
I think certainly we go over a good bit of actual concepts. Like we've talked about, I forget what meeting it was, but when we did basically like statistical kind of work, so you're trying to like better learn how to like estimate things.
You can find these clubs and more on Georgia College's website and all over social media. Next up, Natalie and Reese getting a taste of Milledgeville.
Thanks, Piper and Madeline.
Dude, Reese, I'm really hungry.
Should we go to the Max?
I don't really want the Max. We should try something different.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go then.
I would say probably that like one, we're family owned, and two, we try to make it as homey as possible so it doesn't feel like you're sitting, you have to get all dressed up to come here. So we want to make it feel as comfortable as possible for our customers.
Before we tried Stacked ourselves, we wanted to know what were the most popular items.
Two top would be our Stack Club. That is probably the top most ordered item. That's our most popular. Actually, a lot of baseball players get it. So from Georgia College. So that's like, we always, every time somebody asks me, I typically would say the club. It's 3 pieces of bread, it's spring mix turkey, ham, bacon, cheddar cheese, tomato, onion, lettuce, spicy pickle chips with a house-made jalapeno ranch. And then the second one would be our Wicked Ham Melt, which that was actually a sandwich of the month. But because so many college kids fell in love with it, they kept ordering it, we were like, okay, we can make some money off this, so let's put it on the menu so it's not like it's a secret menu item.
At Stacked, it's more than just sandwiches. It's a story built on family.
June 13th, 2017, my dad, we're me, my mom, my sister owned this place. My mom's husband, my sister, and our dad, he was killed. He was shot in the line of duty. He was transporting inmates. He's a corrections officer in Putnam County. And he was shot and killed, and they went on the run. And so my dad was a big advocate for education. If I got less than an 80 or 85, I was at that kitchen table every night until I got that grade up. So he was very big on education, so we decided to give back to the community because they helped us so much, and we started a 5K, and all the proceeds go to a scholarship for early college.
After learning all about Stacked, we got to try some for ourselves.
It's perfect. The pimento cheese, it's like perfectly melted. Thanks for tuning in. We rate Stacked a 10 out of 10.
We loved the homey vibe, how friendly everyone was, and that we get to bring home leftovers.
This is Reese
and Natalie
with Daily Drift News.